What is going on, people? Welcome to the Midwest Mike Sports Show. I am your host, Mike Klean, and I am joined here by the one, the only Midwest motherfucking Mike. How you doing, buddy?
That's quite the intro.
Hey, I'm hyped up today, man. I'm hyped
I
up
am
today.
too. I am
Good.
too. It's going good, man. Real
It's
good.
good. It's good.
Basketball is hot as fuck.
Exactly, man. It is. I've been telling you for months now. It's your cash cow, and we are here and we are showing it. And it's fantastic, man. And the vibes coming into this show are a whole hell of a lot better than they were last show. So,
Yeah.
hence the intro.
Yeah. We're going for our fourth day in the green in the last 5 days today.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday probably should have been in the green. Probably should be going for 5 straight days, but is what it is. Saturday, I took Baylor money line, UCLA money line instead of taking the points. Would have cashed Baylor and pushed UCLA. So is what it is. But either way, I think it's safe to say the old system works. Why I ever got away from it, it's a combination of things. But the main thing is we're back to it now. We're up almost 18 units over the last 4 days, and we just keep rolling. I mean, it's almost every day we have 3 losses. So it's like yesterday was 5-3-2 because we had 2 pushes, but we had, I think, 7-2 or 7-3 on Friday. 8-3-1 2 days ago. Yesterday 5-3-1. So I mean, you're putting out 10, 11 plays, lose 3 a day, maybe a push, hit the others. That works, and that's why we're up 18 units here in the last 4 days. So
Absolutely, man. And I believe we've had 4 days in a row hitting 2 parlays, basically out of the 6. So been in the
and
green in the
lost
parlays as
others
well.
by 1 leg, like just stupid shit. The Wolves first half money line 2 days ago, Dallas Mavericks money line, like just stupid shit. So
But it's good, man. I'm happy you're feeling good. For you guys that don't get a glimpse into Mike when he's not on the show or posted a video, he's hyped up. He's ready to go. And he cannot be more excited about this. So I'm happy we're back to the OG way. And it's showing, man. So just keep it rolling. And we're going to, it's day by day, unit by unit. And here we go. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is, too, we're not going to have those huge down days.
Yeah.
It's clear, guys, like, and I had a couple people ask me, what's changed, man? Like, it's like a light switch. Nothing has changed. I'm just posting everything that I like versus having 3 or 4 college plays, 3 or 4 NBA plays, and just trying to pick and choose one. And then sometimes you pick the wrong one, and they're all 2-3 unit plus plays. Well, when you only have 4 or 5 plays, you have to hit most of them to have a plus day.
Right.
And that wasn't happening. So now, I mean, we can start out the day 1 and 2, and who gives a shit? We've started out the day 1 and 2 out of the last 3 days, and finished up 7-8 units. So, it's just the way it's all set up. So
it is beautifully set up, and it's set up in a way like you're saying, where if you do lose a couple plays or whatever, you can make that back up with the other ones. I mean, like, say for instance, last night, back 2-3 weeks ago, that teaser that for the NFL. Now, even though it's smacked, and we probably could have put 4 or 5 units on that shit last night, say it missed back. That's a 4-unit teaser play. Okay, well, now we got to hit a couple 2 units or 3 units to make that back up. If it did miss, it's only 1 unit, but it's smacked. So that's just kind of how it is, guys. Everybody, I think, is getting it. And we had a nice reaction to the poll that you threw up about being able to buy points. A majority said that they could.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I'm not going to do anything crazy where I'm buying 6-7 points or anything, but maybe 2.5 versus 2 if it's like I did last night with the Bulls.
Yep.
But yeah,
still nice to know.
Yeah, and everyone else, just do what you can do, and maybe eventually you'll hop on the book that I'm on, or find another book and have multiple books. I don't even know, 4 or 5 books that I could use technically if I need to. And that's what I did yesterday with that the Sharks over 6. My one book had 6.5, so I checked my other one. It had 6 with the juice. So I put it in on that one. I paid the -130 juice. and luckily we pushed it because
Yep.
I shopped around, found 6, paid the juice on the 6 versus -105 on the 6.5. So it pays to have multiple books.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got Big Mike in the house. Damn college kids.
Yeah, man, that the ending to that Marquette game was gross. I thought they had a pretty good shot of winning it outright, and then they just kept doing stupid turnovers. And then, but that Richmond game, the garbage 3 at the very end. I mean, we would have pushed the parlay either way, but for the straight bet, we cashed that. We didn't even push it; we cashed it.
Yeah.
The 3 at the end, and then the Marquette big 3 at the end, and then they follow and they hit both free throws, and then we push that. So couldn't both those games couldn't have worked out any better. So.
Well, I think the gambling gods are rewarding you, Mike. You went back to the OG way.
Oh, we're still due a lot more than
Still do a lot,
did.
but I'm just saying it's been a
Yeah.
nice little sprinkle start here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We got another Mike in the house.
Another one.
You check your email, sir, because I just emailed you back a couple minutes ago. So check that out. Okay, so we got Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving week here. Hopefully everybody has a really nice holiday. I know I'm excited to get together with some family, watch some football. We got 3 games in the NFL on. The tradition. Your Vikings are playing. I might have to crack out my old Brett Favre Vikings jersey and rock that on the holiday. Want to touch on anything on those games, Mike?
I haven't dug into them a lot, but the Vikings game is intriguing to me. We got some high spreads. I mean, the Buffalo game I think is 9.5. The Cowboys Giants game is 9. I think the Giants Cowboys game is getting a little up there. I mean, I think it's hard not to touch the Giants at 10.
It's a little disrespectful.
Yeah, even by a point or something. I mean, yeah, Dallas is coming off the blowout win, but let's face it, it was a terrible spot for Minnesota. That's why we were on the Cowboys as their 2-unit play of the day.
Right.
Big letdown game for Minnesota. And for whatever reason, Dallas always beats Minnesota in Minnesota. So, yeah, Vikings look like shit, but I think and Patriots got pretty lucky on that punt return. As time expired to win. If you had the Jets, that's a bad beat, man.
Dude, I'm forgetting his name. Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is just terrible, dude.
Oh, he's bad. Yeah,
he's bad. I mean, did you see that one video? He missed a guy literally wide open. I think it was Wims or whatever. He's just wide open in the end zone. He decided to run. Come on, man. You can't miss that. You're QB1. Yeah. I think that Vikings line is a little weird, though, man. -2.5.
It's moving. Yeah.
It's weird.
Why?
Because the Patriots are not a good 6-4 team, man. Their offense is weird. Their defense is good. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, is that just a respect to Bill or just a complete disrespect to the Vikings?
Let's look at the Patriots. They beat the Jets twice, once on the road, once at home. The Jets are a very good team. They beat the Colts, who are a good team. They beat them 26-3. Those are their last 3 wins. They lost to the Bears. The Bears really aren't that bad. They smoked Cleveland. They smoked Detroit 29-0. They lost to Green Bay by 3, lost to Baltimore by 11, beat the Steelers on the road, and lost to the Dolphins. So, I mean, they played a somewhat tougher schedule. I mean, obviously, this will be probably one of their tougher tests of the season so far. And then you got the Vikings, who lost to Philly and Dallas. They beat Buffalo. But other than that, like I've been saying the whole time, the Vikings beat Washington, Arizona, Chicago, New Orleans, Detroit, Green Bay, and Miami. But the Miami game, they shouldn't have won. The Vikings have had a pretty cushy schedule. Definitely an interesting game, interesting spot.
Are you leaning Pats on this spot? Am I sensing a little Bill Belichick action?
No.
I'll have to change jerseys.
No, I probably wouldn't touch the Patriots in this spot. Patriots are actually getting more money though, which is interesting.
Hmm.
Low tickets and high money.
Well, recency biased. It is a tough drug in the NFL, man. Everybody takes it, and they normally get burned on it. So,
Well, it's a short week.
yep.
Obviously, Belichick is a great coach. I mean, I like the Vikings coach a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Uh, Shit, maybe the under might even be worth a look. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Didn't
a
the
teaser
Vikings get
spot.
smacked up last year against the Saints, or 2 years
Yeah,
ago?
yeah.
They got
I don't,
smacked.
I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, but
It was one of them. It was interesting. That Bills Lions game. It's hard not to just blindly take the Bills, huh? The Lions can put up points though.
yeah, I mean, even Sunday, it was kind of a bad spot for Buffalo. They had the flu going through. They didn't even leave Buffalo till like way late Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kept that Browns ticket, which luckily pushed.
Yep.
Um, I don't know, man. I think Buffalo just smokes the shit out of them, but we'll see.
I agree. I
The
agree.
Lions' defense is so bad. I mean, this will be the best team the Lions have faced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Patriots' defense shut them out 29-0, and the
Right.
Bills have a lot better offense and defense. And yeah, I just don't. Or Bills in a teaser for sure. I mean, you can get a 7-point teaser. You can get them 2.5.
Right.
I mean, that sounds as close as you can get to free money there. Um, but it's just that weird aspect. Thanksgiving game, weird shit happens.
Yeah. That
Um,
morning
but
time
I
slot.
I like a Bills and Giants teaser,
Yeah.
for sure. Probably that's not a bad look.
Mm-mm.
Not sure how I'm going to play any of that stuff yet. Just more been focused on today, but we will. Shit, it's already Tuesday. We're 2 days out, so got to get going on that stuff here soon. But yeah,
Yep.
I mean, initially I'd probably lean Vikings, Giants, Bills, but nothing official yet. I
Right.
do like that the Buffalo Giants teaser. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even getting, I mean, what's the Giants line at 9? If I was to do a straight on it, I'd probably just buy a point to 10 at -130, risk 1.3 to win one. But on the teaser, even getting 16, you're teasing it through over 14. Maybe there's a missed extra point, or we've seen so much of that bullshit lately where maybe the 16 comes into play anyways. Who knows? But
Yep. Yeah, I like the slate, and we're both in cahoots with this with the leans for sure. I'm excited to see what you post up, man. Excited to see it. All right, so let's talk about hoops. Everybody knows the hoops has been big. We got the run right here. Touch on that, Mike.
yeah, 17-5-1, NBA 77%. That's just a run, not on the season.
Right.
But college basketball 22-6-2, 79% to start the season on the first 30 plays of the season. Overall 39-11-3, 78%. If we can keep this up for as long as we can, that's going to be a lot of fucking money. So,
Yeah,
and I've been expecting it to go down maybe a little bit. And those percentages have actually been going up.
they
And
have.
with the over 50 plays, it's really hard to raise a percentage doing that. And the only way you do that is pretty much by sweeping, which we've been doing, like 5-0 NBA sweep Friday, 3-0 college basketball sweep.
Yep.
2 days ago, yesterday went 3-1-1 on hoops. So, and yesterday we probably left some money on the table in the NBA. There's a few other spots, uh, but didn't take them. Of course, they all hit. But
Yeah. What
oh
are you
well,
gonna do?
we had a good day regardless.
Absolutely.
4.7 units yesterday. So
Absolutely, man. And it's really nice to see the college hoops really take a get back to the way things used to be, because everybody knows about the struggles that we had in March Madness and all that different stuff when we launched. So it's really nice to be seeing wins and getting it back to the way that things used to be for you, because college hoops is definitely a top sport in your arsenal there. So really nice to see the season start the way it should. And the NBA is just continues to just be a
Yeah.
cash cow, man. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I
I
mean, you
think
guys,
that NBA is the easiest sport personally, but
maybe that's why I do so well in it personally. But I mean, you guys should see some of our text chains. I mean, between the two of us, pretty much if we put our heads together, we might be able to sweep the board almost every night. I mean, it's an odd night when both of us are losing in the NBA.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
wild. It really,
yeah.
really is. Short slate today though in the NBA. We only got 4 spots. 2
There's
TNT games.
some good games though.
Yeah. Got your Kings playing
Kings,
against your
Memphis.
your arch nemesis, the Grizzlies. You
He's
can't
out.
stand
He's
them.
out though. Yeah.
I know.
We got the Lakers and Suns. Been on the Lakers actually quite a bit lately. A
Yeah.
lot of LA teams. Clippers last night.
Mm-hmm.
Pistons, Denver, and then Brooklyn and Philly. 3 decent games. Two good ones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will have some NBA today. Like Sunday, I didn't have any NBA. I just was not feeling it on Sunday, and just I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna force it. So I got 2 college posted right now. I'll for sure have another college, if not 2. NBA or 2, who knows? And then I will have a college football too. We got that today too. Got a couple college football games.
Nice.
So, and then there's 2 NHL games. Might touch one of them. We'll see. So,
And NHL's been hot. Correct me if I'm wrong. We had a little run going on that. We haven't really marketed too much.
yeah. Besides last night, we pushed that over. Lost the Stars in a shootout, and then lost the Lightning. Those 2 games. The Lightning, I was on them because the Lightning, the line was weird. I mean, Boston as kind of an underdog on the road in Tampa. These 2 teams also play at November 29th in Boston. So I like the Lightning last night at home. Thought
Mm-hmm.
home ice might make a difference, but it didn't. They lost 5-3. And then I'm a huge fan of Jake Ettinger. He's from Minnesota. He's the goalie for the Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Dude's a stud. And Stars at home versus the Abs. And they lost in a shootout. Not his fault or anything. He played a really good game. They couldn't even do anything even in the shootout. So the Abs got 1,
Mm.
and that was it. So
But it's been good. The NHL's been good.
oh
So
yeah.
excited to keep that going as
Yeah,
well. We got
sides, totals, a little bit of everything. So
absolutely, man. We got Nick in the house. What's going on,
oh
Nick? Appreciate the
I
love.
I remember you, Nick. How you
Appreciate
doing,
the
man?
love. We got McDade in the house. He likes the Giants to cover.
Yeah.
Lucas Jones, what's good? What's good, buddy? How you doing? How are you guys doing? Like always, guys, throwing any games that you guys want Mike to kind of touch on if he can. Um, I don't know if it's okay for me to say this, but I guess I just will, since we're such higher volume back to the old ways. I think maybe we'd be able to touch on a little bit more games when we're on the show. You know what I mean? Even if we give away something, it's just one play out of maybe 8 or 10. So if you guys have a
Mm-hmm.
game that you want Mike to touch on, throw it in the chat, bankroll questions, etc., etc. Throw it in. This is your opportunity.
How about that TCU versus Baylor, man? That
Oh God.
I mean, we had Baylor money line. Throw the betting out of it, just for them to
Yeah.
come back and win another game like that, and the balls to run the ball with no timeouts, and then get the special teams unit out there to be able to kick the field goal. That whoever the special teams coach is for TCU, that dude needs a raise.
Yeah.
Because there's teams in the NFL that wouldn't even be able to do that.
They couldn't.
And
No.
to literally, like, no, once they ran the ball, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not gonna be able to have time left, kick the
Right.
field goal, and they get right down there and boot that fucker and hit it and win the game. Fucking insane.
With it being so, bang bang type of thing, it actually probably relieved a lot of pressure off the kicker. I think those kickers do worse when they got to think. I guess that's the whole icing the kicker deal. But he just is like practice for him, man. Just run out there. I'm sure they practice that shit. So
yeah,
why not? We got the Kench fam, if I'm saying that right. Philly Green Bay game in the NFL.
is that the Sunday night game? I think
Uh,
so.
Sunday night.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Let's see.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
It is. We got Philly -7.
Wow.
Packers 4-7.
Philly
Look
almost lost 2
awful.
straight. Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Packers
right.
look bad. The Eagles, let's face it, they played a pretty weak schedule. They beat Detroit, they beat Minnesota, but that was a terrible spot for Minnesota coming off a big season opener win against the Packers at home,
Right.
and Cousins on prime time on the road, blah blah blah. So, but they beat Minnesota. But other than that, you beat the Lions, the Commanders, Jacksonville, Arizona, Pitt, Houston, Indy. Barely beat Indy, lost to the Commanders. They played a really weak schedule. I haven't dug into any NFL yet, but I don't know. This game's kind of interesting being at 7. What did it open up at? To open at 7. I don't even know.
I'm
But
not sure.
maybe I don't know. Maybe the total 46.5. That's a good question. We have seen a couple primetime games now go over. We've been on both of them. We're on the over last night and the over on Sunday night. Eagles in a teaser, maybe. Just as of right now, I haven't dug into it to say, Packers +7, Eagles -6, whatever.
Guess it opened at 6.5, Mike.
Okay. But this might be a game to do a teaser, tease the Eagles down, do a pick 'em, and work the total. And you could tease it to under 53.5 or over 39.5, something like that. Yeah, in Philly. I don't see Green Bay on the road going in and beating Philly on the road, especially with the Philly now coming off of a loss against Washington, and then almost should have lost against the Colts.
Right.
I think that's kind of a reality check time for them. You know what I mean? They got the win. That's what matters. But it was not pretty against the Colts.
No, it was not.
And how about that Saturday, man? Almost winning his first 2 games.
Yeah.
Jeff Saturday. What the fuck?
He's a rah-rah guy, and he knows the game, man. Why not? Why not? The players are certainly playing for him.
Yep.
Why not just I love him over there. I think he's great. This Packers team, man, is so fucking disgusting. It's unbelievable. You just don't know what to expect from him. You got a bunch of young rookie wide receivers. Rodgers is pissed. He looked like shit on Thursday night. They had an opportunity to come down, at least, score some points. And he's just missing wide open guys in the middle of the field. Just a little crossing route. It's unlike Rodgers. It really, really is. And
yeah.
I just don't know what to make of the team. Could I see them coming in here? Don't take my word for anything, but Mike's the capper. I'm not. I'm just a host. But I'm just saying the Packers, they're finicky, man. They're finicky. And the Eagles, if they are hitting a little bit of a lull in the season here, they could get the win, but do they cover the tutty? I don't know.
It's an interesting one. As of
is.
right now, I'd have to say a teaser.
Yeah.
But that's just right now.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
I would agree. An agreement. Tease the pick 'em in the over. There you go. There you go.
Jared, are you talking about the Arkansas Creighton game? That line I think has moved because of Nick Smith Jr., one of the 5-star recruits for Arkansas. I believe he's day to day. So I think that line has moved and is the way it is. They're not sure if he's going to play or not. So I think that's what's going on there, if I'm not mistaken. But pretty sure that's yeah. What time's that game at? Arkansas. There's been a lot of good college basketball games lately. That UNLV game, dude, I
Mhm.
only could watch the first 5 minutes. It was like 3-3 in the first 6 fucking minutes of the game. I had to turn it off, man. Scoring eventually picked up, but
Yeah.
fucking brutal.
Mm.
Yeah, Arkansas opened at 2. They're plus 1.5 now, so that's got to be the game you're talking about.
Yep.
Jared, yeah, there's a software that we pay like $250 a month for that supposedly has the most accurate splits. There's lots of sites out there that give it, but when I compare those sites with this, they're like way off. Like this might say that
Notice that.
80% of the money's on this team, and you might find another site that tells you the opposite.
Yeah.
So I go by this, what cost me $250 a month, and hopefully, but what's cool about this too is it'll even give me the percentage of the team in teasers, parlays. So like not even knowing, okay, 60% of the tickets, 80% of the money's on this team, but
Mhm.
also 96% of parlays are at this book,
Yeah.
are on this team. And they got access to literally almost every single legal book, even non-legal, Bovada, Heritage, all that stuff. So you
Right.
can even break it down per book. It's not even just the general consensus. You can actually look per book. Some update more frequently than others, but yeah, that's where we get that. Um, and it's not all about just going against the public. Like UNLV was a very public spot last night. 95% of the money was on them. So I still do take spots like those, but it just so happens that more often than not, when we do lose, it is the public plays more often than not. I love seeing where
Yep.
there was 3.5 points line movement in that UNLV game. I think they opened up at plus 1.5 and it closed at like -2. So I mean it's significant movement. But I love the spots. Like that's why I was on Marquette yesterday. Like 90% of the money was on Mississippi State. And that line pretty much just stayed right at 3.
Mhm.
So I like shit like that. NBA can be very telling
Very.
in some spots. Yesterday it was just there's some weird things. Like I was eyeing the Hawks and the Bulls pretty much all day. The Hawks ended up getting Hunter came down with an illness. He was out. Then the line started to move a little bit. So I just said, fuck that. And I actually put the Cavs in a parlay and the parlay that we hit.
Mhm.
So I kind of changed my tune on that and liked the Cavs after that. And we hit that. But the Bulls, at first, Boston was getting all the money. The line was staying at 6.
Mhm.
So I was just watching that shit all day. And then a huge influx of money came in on the Bills. Like, where they're getting 30-40% of tickets, but 75% of the money.
Right.
And then the line moved to 5.5. And I had locked it in at 6 before that all happened anyways. But yeah. And then even the Clippers, the Jazz, when I posted that, the Jazz were getting 75-80% of the money
Mhm.
and the tickets. And then by game time, the Clippers were actually more of a public play and getting 65-70% of the money on the spread. And the Paul George got ruled out. That's why the reason I posted that one early yesterday, I knew there'd be a shot that Paul George plays, the line could go up to 4.5, 5, and then we get a good line. He doesn't play, it goes down to 1.5, 2, whatever. It
Mhm.
did. He was out, but I like the play either way. They cashed. Leonard's back. He has not looked good, but he's back. And yeah, the Clippers got us the dub. So,
Yep. And you know what I've been noticing on that resource, as far as the parlays, I would say maybe 70%, and that might be a low ball. 70% of the teams that do win are the ones with less parlays attached to them. Have you noticed that? It's wild.
yeah.
It's wild. It really, really is wild.
Yeah, just some of these games, you can just tell by looking at the line, this is the spot.
Yeah.
Don't even really have to dig into it too much. I mean, when there's 90% of the money on a team and the line's just staying there and not fucking moving, then it's fucking get the hammer time, ride with Vegas, and more than yeah. I mean, it works out way more than it doesn't. So
It does, and it's weird, but that's the association for you. And you see a lot of games like, say the Heat and the Timberwolves yesterday. The Heat didn't have Hero was out. I think it was Jimmy
Bam
out.
ended up playing. Yeah,
Bam ended up playing. But where on earth? Where on earth are the Timberwolves worth 9.5, man? Come on now.
yeah. I liked them in the first half because they just suck in the third quarter, and I wouldn't have been surprised to see them lose. And then, of course, they end up winning the game by 4 after having a shitty first half. So I can't even fucking touch the Wolves anymore. I had tickets yesterday's game. I couldn't even fucking go. I just fucking hate them, dude. Seriously, I hate them.
I don't blame you.
My season ticket guy called me. I'm like, dude, I don't even want to fucking go to these games. Can I get a fucking refund? Like, this fucking bullshit, man. Towns, I just want to run on the court and punch him in the fucking face. Russell sucks. He just needs to go. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? We got Edwards. Yeah. That's it.
And you know what? He seems mentally a little checked out when I watch him. There's some games where you can tell he's focused, and there's some games where he's just mentally just not there. And it seems to me that if things don't start going their way in the first quarter and a half, 2 quarters, he's checked out. He's done, which it might be why they have such bad third quarters. Because, I mean, if he's not going, who is? Yeah. Towns sucks. I just can't stand him like you. And Russell is just a disappointment, man. I mean, I think that guy could drop 25 to 30 a night if he really wanted to. And he just...
I think the Wolves started yesterday like 3 for 20 on 3-pointers. Like, that's all they do is just chuck up threes all day, every day, and hit fucking 15% of them and just keep throwing them up. Like,
they play their best basketball when they're attacking the basket, when Edwards is slashing, when Russell is driving and kicking, and when Towns has a post move, he could put the memory. I mean, that's just really what it is.
Yeah.
And when they're not doing that, they're just chucking, and that's why you see them beating up on bad teams and losing against any mid to upper quality team. They're losing.
Yeah. Fucking terrible, man.
Just disgusting. Lucas, we should start repping a quiet free play for the boys in the chat. I like that idea.
I got 2 plays right now, man. Let's do
what are we thinking? What are we thinking? Are we
going
to bless the chat?
You want the early one or you want the late one? The early one starts in I don't even know, hour and a half maybe.
Oh, give him the early one. Give him the early D-Gen play. Get the day started. Come on.
Southern Mississippi money line -115.
There you go. And it's a college hoops.
Yeah, that's all I got posted right now. It's 2 plays. I got another college play, but it's later.
I like that. So there you go. There's the quiet free play, Lucas.
Southern Mississippi money line.
I love it. McDade thrown in here. Texans Commanders was hard.
Yeah. I mean, I was on the Texans. There's actually a lot of sharp money on the Texans. Maybe a letdown game for Washington. Texans at home. Blah blah blah. There's nothing sharp about the Texans at all. That's why I didn't have them in any parlays or nothing. But I still played it for a unit. But yeah, that game I think was over before it fucking started. It was just fucking brutal. Just they're so bad. Some
Yeah.
teams, I guess, there's this. Although I will say the Lakers are becoming sharper again in some spots. But Minnesota, there's nothing sharp about them. The Timberwolves, the Texans, they're another spot. There's nothing sharp about them. Don't give a fuck. There's just some of those teams that, even the week before, I liked them versus the Giants, and they should have covered that, and just couldn't convert ever.
Nope.
Just a joke.
It is, man. It is. I don't even know what to say about that team. But speaking of the Lakers Suns. Want to break it down? 9:00 game, shall we?
Yeah. I haven't done any NBA yet, so I think the spread's moved from like 7 to 9. I know
10
LeBron
now.
James 10. I know LeBron James got ruled out, but that doesn't scare me about touching the Lakers. I actually prefer them to be out because what was it? With him in the lineup, they average like 102 points per 100 possessions. Without him in the lineup, they average 110. So they actually do better offensively without him. And I think they do better defensively without him. So him not in the lineup is a lot of times a good thing. So I wouldn't let that scare you. Like the other day when we were on him against the Pistons, once he was ruled out, I was actually happy. Like, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
AD has been doing really well lately. He's looked really good. This is one of those spots. All the money's on the Suns, but the line is moved. It's not staying put. So the Suns have looked really good. Anthony Davis probable. James out. Chris Paul out. Yeah, I mean, nothing really new. So totals at 227. But yeah, it's moved from 7 to 10. It just because I'm sure LeBron James is out and because it's getting hammered. I'm sure it's a combination of that stuff.
Right. Right. Makes sense. I don't see any schedule advantage either. Both coming off some rest.
When do they play next?
The Lakers are Friday.
Personally,
and the Suns are Friday as well. I don't see any schedule advantage on either one.
This total is, I was going to say, I like the under, and the over is getting all the money, and it's dropped from 229.5 to 227. And the over is getting all the money.
So a little reverse, huh?
I like the under. I think the Phoenix defense will probably do a pretty good job shutting them down. I mean, the Suns held the Knicks to 95 points in their last game. And the Lakers can play good D. They play better D without LeBron. LeBron's out.
Yeah.
I think the under is probably the play on that game as of right now.
Yeah.
And I'll probably have to move on that quicker than later. I'm probably going to have a bigger play, though, on the Kings-Memphis game. That's the one that's most interesting to me. Could be a POD. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah, that Lakers game is it's interesting spot. It's an interesting spot for sure.
Fuck, I might have a play on all these fucking NBA games. You know?
I mean, why not? Why not?
Couple totals.
Couple totals.
Yeah.
How are the Nuggets this evening? Is Jokic back? Is Jamal back? I don't see him on the report here on ESPN.
Dude, they've been in COVID protocols forever.
I know. So
the line is short. Well, you got
is.
So Sadiq Bey might still be out. Joker's doubtful. Jeff Green is out. Aaron Gordon's questionable with illness. Jamal Murray's doubtful. Ish Smith is questionable. Bones Highland is questionable with an illness. And Peyton Watson is questionable. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys questionable or
Pistons money line. I mean, you know what? I mean, the Pistons, if you really do look at them, though, they are trending towards a win.
Right now, this is their projected starting lineup. DeAndre Jordan, Caldwell Pope, Aaron Gordon, which he'll probably fucking be out. Michael Porter, and then B. Brown. Is that Bobby Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Where's the...
I don't know.
And Denver's getting... Oh, no. Yeah, Denver's getting all the money on the spread. And Pistons are getting majority on the money line.
Makes sense.
Opened
there.
at 8. It's at 5.5, which
wow.
tells me that there's probably going to be a lot of guys ruled out. And then if you're going to hop on it, you got to hop on it now before they get ruled in or out.
Right.
So, just like that, the Pelicans Warriors game yesterday. Shit's going to move once they start announcing guys in or out. But it is an 8:00 game, so might have a little bit of time here.
Right. They do play tomorrow, the Nuggets, in OKC. And this is one of those spots that I tend to like to target, personally, where you're on the road, you come back home for one, and then back on the road. I don't like those back at home for one spots. I just don't like it. I don't know, man. That's an interesting look as well. I love digging in the NBA, man. Maybe it's just because it is the easiest to read. I don't
NBA,
know.
I just like to wait till later on. Like yesterday, had I posted shit early, I would have posted the Hawks and then regretted it towards the end of the day because then I flipped to the other side.
Right. Interesting. All right. Well, what about the Nets and 76ers? We touched on every other game. We won't touch on the Kings and Grizzlies, but what about the Nets and 76ers? 76ers, we cashed their game against the Bucks.
Against the Bucks, yeah.
What was that, Friday, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Friday or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Looked bleak when Maxey went out, and I'm sure Vegas took a shit ton of live bets on the Bucks there, and then the 76ers ended up pulling it together and winning the game.
Yep.
Just lost against your T-Wolves by 3. And Brooklyn has sort of turned it around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. Not a lot, but they have turned it around a bit. But Brooklyn on the road, -8. What is that saying?
Embiid's out. Maxey's out.
Mm-hmm.
So their starting lineup will look like Tucker, Harris, House, Milton, and Melton. Pretty gross lineup. And then you got Durant, Irving, Harris, Simmons, and O'Neal. So, yeah, I mean, I'd maybe look more towards the total on this one, maybe. Maybe the over. I don't know. I haven't dug into it, but kind of like that Wolves Sixers over that I was on the last game with some of those guys being out. I mean, Brooklyn can put up points. They've put up 127, 109, 121, 103, 110, 112 in their last 6 games. They've scored at least, damn near 110 plus in them, 5 of the 6 of them.
Right.
And Philly's going to look a little different, with all these guys out. And they typically feed the ball, down low to Embiid in the post. Well, with him out, you're not going to see that. You're going to see them running more faster paced, kind of running and gunning and, shooting more threes. I mean, if you look at their lineup, that's just what they're going to do. So, personally, I probably don't have too much interest in a side, but maybe an over. we'll see.
Yeah, I can see it. Ben
It's
Simmons is returning.
217. I mean, that's not much.
No.
And some of these guys don't get a ton of playing
Yeah.
time, so they'll be wanting to kind of prove themselves. And could a couple of these guys are more than capable of getting hot from deep.
Mm-hmm. Where's the money on this one? All on Brooklyn?
Yeah, 95%. But Philly's getting 82% on the money line. The total's pretty split. So
That makes sense, though, because the money line is so juicy for the Nets. What about parlay piece? Nets majority?
I have no idea. This is just on the phone.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the Nets could smack them up here, but Ben Simmons, dude, is returned back to Philly. You think he plays all right?
I also like spots like this though because there's so many times where there's a ton of guys ruled out, and that team usually like covers.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why I didn't want to really fuck with that Pelicans Warriors thing yesterday after that happened because just weird shit happens.
Right.
Um, but I'm telling you, it happens a lot where half the team's ruled out, everyone gets on the other side. Vegas has the line priced where it should be.
Correct.
Everyone falls for it, and then sometimes they just win straight up. Like it's weird.
It is weird. And back to that, what was the spot you just said? You said the Pelicans and the Warriors.
Yeah.
Warriors did the exact same thing a couple weeks back against the Pelicans. They sat everybody. The Warriors actually did cover that spot.
Yeah.
But this time, I mean, they just really had no one out there. I think Wiggins might have played that first game.
But
I'm not sure.
isn't that really fucked up? It's the only sport where the team actually just says, you know what, we're not going to play fucking half our team. We don't want to win. We don't give a shit about winning. Can you imagine if MLB, NFL, NHL, I mean, if other teams in other sports did that shit? Like,
I don't necessarily understand
if I
it. I
paid
mean,
good money for a fucking ticket in that city to go see the Warriors in New Orleans last night,
both times.
I got kids and shit to go see Steph Curry, and yeah, both times nobody's playing. That's bullshit, man. Seriously,
It is.
that's bullshit.
It is.
The league needs to do something about that because you can't just rest your entire fucking team. Why even travel and show up? Say, hey, we ain't fucking coming. Mark it up in the lot.
Yeah, just stay in your mansions and I don't know, man. I think it's weird. I think if the league was to do anything about it, maybe give each team a set amount of rest days that they can pick and choose and use throughout the year on which players, because here's the thing. The NBA knows that the product is going to be watched and bet on regardless of who's out there. That's just it. NBA ratings are just, they know it's going to be watched and they don't care. It's the only sport that they're allowed to do it. It's
bullshit, man.
It is. It is. It's definitely interesting. Jared, last one here. Jared, thoughts on the Vikings? We kind of touched on this in the beginning of the show, but Mike, if you want to just run that back real quickly, and then we'll sign off.
I'm not 100% yet. I mean, right now I'd probably lean Vikings, but we'll see. The total might be worth a look too. We were talking more about maybe teasing Buffalo and the Giants and stuff, but I haven't dug into any of that stuff yet. So, but initial lean is probably Vikings. We looked, Patriots actually getting a little bit more money on the spread and the money line. It's moved up, I think, to maybe even 3 now at some books. So, I mean, it's hard. I couldn't take the Patriots at 3 or less on the road. I just couldn't do it with as bad as they've kind of been. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, as of right now, I mean, I'd lean Vikings. But
Beautiful. All right, well, that pretty much concludes today's show.
The Vikings have the Jets on deck. They got 3 straight home games. You got the Cowboys, and then you got this game, and then the week after is the New York Jets at home.
Yeah.
So they're in a little bit of a home stretch here for 3 weeks. which is good for him. No traveling, and yeah. So, but you got the Jets on deck too, so that's gonna be a tough game.
Aaron Gordon will play, by the way. It just came out.
Okay.
So he is in. Yeah, that Patriots Vikings spot is going to be fun to watch. My one thing about Bill Belichick is he tends to take away your best weapon. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. I just don't see this Patriots team having the personnel to
Well, what are you gonna do? You gotta shut down Cook. You gotta shut down
right.
Thielen, Jefferson, this Hawkinson.
Hawkinson's legit.
They got weapons all over the fucking field. I mean,
Exactly.
you got more weapons than any other team in the NFL. I mean,
Yeah.
legit. Like, okay, you want to fucking double team Jefferson? Okay, well then we got TJ, we got Thielen, you got Cook in the fucking backfield. Like, it's tough.
Kirk Cousins on prime time though,
and it's all about just making those adjustments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the Vikings were due up to get smacked. You were on it. It was the right call. And they did get smacked. They've had a lot of luck this season, and I think it was a little bit of a regrouping for them. And, I could expect them to come out and show out. But I'm interested to see what you put out, man.
Yeah. I didn't go to the Cowboys game because I knew they were going to get fucking smacked. So,
for what?
What's the point?
Legit.
Seriously.
If this one wasn't on Thanksgiving, though, this would be a hell of a game to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And realistically, I mean, you could make the game. Have a little early dinner. See it to the fam,
I'll be going to the Jets game for sure. Probably not
this
one, but
there you go. I love it, man. All right, that pretty much concludes today's show. Roger, thank you for being in here. Thank you for the love.
Yes, sir. And I will have an official free play coming. You guys know where to find it: Instagram, Twitter, and then the Telegram and Chalkboard. So
beautiful.
Sorry about the Clippers under yesterday. That was the only hoops play we lost. Should have just avoided that total and played some other NBA spots, but that's the way it goes.
It happens. Mike, you got any closing notes?
Nah, let's just run it back for the fourth day in the last 5. We're up almost 18 units in the last 4 days. Let's fucking keep it rolling.
Let's keep it rolling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving with your family. Enjoy the time. We're going to be cashing some tickets on the day, so it's going to make it even better for when everybody goes Black Friday shopping, if anybody does that anymore. I don't. It's all online. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, invest wisely and live freely.